welcome to another show of Vets Remembered, an oral history. I am very pleased to have three guests on this show this evening, and very special is Xiong and his cousin, who was a captain in the Laotian Army, and another captain sitting off to Xiong's right. And this is Xiong, and I'd like you, Joe, please, to introduce these two gentlemen to us.
Okay. Thank you very much, Craig. This is Captain Xiong. That time his name is Ndua. I just refer to the time that he served in the war. His name is Ndua. Okay. And then he got captain lately before the wars ended. And he came to this country. It's kind of early 1980, okay. And then to Chicago, and then he moved to Eau Claire, Wisconsin here in the 80s. And this on my right here is a Captain Chang, and he served the war. He came very later than two of us, so we all came at different time from Laos to Thailand and Thailand to the United States here. After the Vietnam War it's over, and then he served the Hmong War. Hmong War started, and then he served that until 1998. Mm-hmm. And then he surrendered because his nephew and many other his soldiers got killed and shot and wounded in the jungle. So he decided to surrender. So he surrendered. He was the communists put him in the Samkhe jail, and then he was there about almost 8 months. And then because Captain Blia is father-in-law of my cousin Notcha here, mm-hmm. And then we talked to the state legislature, and then we asked them to help us to write many letters to the Laotian government. So they released him for a week, and that he came to this country in 1998, isn't it? Yeah, in 1998. So very fortunately that not many of the warrior hero like Captain Bleya Chang and Captain Nacha here, we very few of the survivor, mm-hmm. that we still here in those days. So we will be happy to share. Maybe you can share your story, and we can share our story and talk about the war, and then what we did and how we did and all that.
It's really important for this information, because a lot of people are unaware
yes.
that the Laotian people had helped the Americans quite a bit for like over 15 years, and rescuing down pilots and other soldiers who were caught in situations
mm-hmm.
that needed the assistance of the Laotian people. I have to show you this photograph. This is a photograph of this gentleman here. I'm sorry?
Not Xiong.
Xiong. Mm-hmm. When he was a young fella. And I really like this photo because it shows a dedication and a determination in his face, and pride, and believing in what he really did. And on the other side are some photographs of his people when they were fighting with him. And I have to thank these people an awful lot and very deeply for their contribution to the Vietnam American war effort. How old were you, Joe, when you first entered the war?
My first entered the war, I wasn't 12 years old at that time, because that time the war almost over, and then but it's in 1973, and then that time pretty much still going on, but the battle is not that bad. So mm-hmm. I served as young as 12, but many kids that they serve as young as 10 also, because the time in 1970, 1971 that we have a very heavy casualty, and then we're out of soldiers. So the higher rank or the Hmong or Laotian authority, they're saying that if you have two men in the house, one should go to the war and one taking care of the family. But sometimes two men can go to the war, and young as 10.
As young as 10 years old.
Sometimes women, they can serve as nurse and helping the soldier too.
Were you active in fighting at any time while you were involved in helping the Americans?
I was scouting and then helping assistance because that time I served with my cousin Nocha here, and he's was a captain at that time, so I just there and helping him, assist him whenever he need help. Maybe he can ask me what to do and all that. Because as young as 12, 13 years old, it's kind of danger yet, and then he's still leading me all those. But right after the Hmong War over, and then I started the Vietnam War is over. Then we still together serving the Hmong War. That time you have no choice; you have to do it. Yeah. And I got a couple times that we have a battle against each other with the communists, with the Laotian regime. And
were there at any times that you had difficulty getting any supplies, like medical and armament, like rifles and ammunition, during the Hmong War?
Oh, the Hmong War, we have nobody back up us, so we don't have any supplies, anything at all. So we fight just for survivor and protecting your village, your family. And it's very difficult. We don't have any backup group or troops anywhere. So the village, everybody volunteer. They say, I want to help in the war. So we come up with any young as 8 or 10 that we can go to the war, and anybody who able to carry weapons, then they all go to the war. And that time we don't have any support until those days from anybody from anywhere.
When you were helping the Americans, could you explain to us what your jobs were?
Okay. Nên thì thầu và bếp ba lúc America ở chỗ tới bếp ra lúc hậu lửa đã chỉ là chỉ có tới vấn đề của mình liên hợp biệt trong tận năng.
Lúc xưa hợp bếp ở chỗ ba đồ cho America là mà bị thế. Xong ít sẽ cho ở chỗ ý nữa. America tua một tua nhớ là cái tế chứ cho nhớ là cổ tế là tua cho cái number trâu number xa là tua một. Tua nhớ là cái tế thiết xa tiệp họ một chữ không nó ít bộ trái ya tua một tua ba khám mình thiết tua một ba rồi nhớ là cái tế chỉ giờ nào mà lấy thế lý cọท่าน ผลว่าปอจูไปจอมงหลอมวัวจอป้าโตจออเมริกาโตลุชิฮันเดอร์
Nacha here answered that during that time, because the war and called the Secret War in Laos, so most of the time the American advisor came and they trained the Hmong people, and the Hmong leader at that time it's called right now we call his name is General Wang Bao. That's he's the leader at that time. So our main reason is to rescue American pilots and then to stop the heavy casualty from the Road 6 and Road 7, pretty much on the Ho Chi Minh Trail on those. And then our main job duty is scouting, infantry on that areas and rescue American pilots.